Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray. This is the co-host Bill Cooksey, and I'm introducing a man right now who has been he is a Legend of the Outdoors Hall of Fame member, but he is much more than that to most sportsmen in this region. He's been with everyone who's anyone in the hunting and fishing industry. Tommy's been involved. Let's bring Tommy Aiken in here right now.
Hey. Appreciate the kind words, Bill.
Yeah, that was nice, Bill. Thank you. That
must be Christmas.
Yeah, it is. That's all you're going to get. You know. Yeah. Send some money to Vanishing Paradise in Bill's name.
There you go.
Tommy Aiken. Where would I be without Tommy Aiken? Well, I'd probably be left on some cypress log in Reelfoot, or maybe shot on the water, or falling back in a duck blind with Bob Holmes and Aiken, thinking I'd been killed by a snake. There are some.
When you watch Hank Parker and Larry Nixon on a stage together talking to folks, and both of them say, "I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Tommy Aiken."
Yeah.
It's really easy for me to say, I probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for Tommy Aiken.
Well, I lasted as long as I could, but when he took me to that goose hunt up on Johnson City, and I had to go with J.B. Edwards at 3 in the morning, going Lord. 105 miles an hour to get there by 4:15, and I'm in the back seat strapped in 3 seat belts. I had all 3 in the back seat around each, 2 in a leg, and don't run around me, but. Tommy is a wonderful friend, and Tommy, I know that as we talk about Christmas, you've got a lot of great memories. We've been talking about this as far as memories and things along that line, and I know that not only did you learn to fish from your dad, if I'm not mistaken, growing up there in the Greenfield area, you took time to serve our country in Vietnam, came back a captain. And I saluted him for about 4 years after I knew that. But
there you go.
We appreciate your service to the country. Legend of the Outdoors. I know I was there for that, and you were a little humbled by that, I know. But at the same time, let's talk about Christmas memories. I want to ask each one of these guys here, and I'm going to lead off with you, Tommy. What are some Christmas hunt memories that you have?
Well, I'll tell you how old I am, Larry. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When we had Christmas back when I was a kid, we had the real Christmas tree.
Yes.
We had popcorn strung.
Yeah.
And we had pine cones for decorations.
Yeah.
So it goes back many, many, many years ago when I thought Christmas was really a time to do the right thing. Now I'm afraid it's so commercial, but that's another story too. As far as Christmas is at home, my dad he was the one that taught me everything I know about the outdoors.
Yeah.
Dad had an 8th grade education, but he was served as representative in Nashville.
Yes,
very successful businessman here in Greenfield in the produce business.
Yeah.
And a love for his family. So, he always had a pair, and a good pair, I may add, of bird dogs.
He did,
and
yeah.
Usually a couple of days prior to Christmas, and I carried a BB gun. And we'd go behind the house. You could go behind the house back in those days, find 2 or 3 cubbies.
Yeah.
And that's what we would try to kill enough of them. And if a rabbit came up and the dogs lying close to him, we shot that. And that was our Christmas Eve supper. It's got to be a tradition.
Yes.
We carried it as long as we had quail, which, didn't really go a long ways after I became a teenager especially. But
no.
It was a very special time for me and my brothers and my sister. We all came home and when we scattered and everything. And there at the very last, I could still kill a rabbit. But I hate to say this, but we had to go buy quail from a processing quail company.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
That's the main thing. I guess I killed my first quail. I hate saying this too. It was on the ground with a pellet gun.
With a pellet gun, okay.
A pellet gun. My dad found the covey on the ground, and it's bitter cold. And I got within 5 foot of it. He said, "Okay, just shoot one."
Just shoot
So
one.
I put my little pellet gun up as many times as I can, which is probably about 4 times.
Yeah, that's right.
And luck would have it, I shot it, and you would have thought I killed a 12-point deer.
Ah.
I was a happy young man.
And your dad was too. I mean,
yeah, he was very happy. He couldn't wait to get home to tell all his friends that his son not only killed a quail, he killed it with a pellet gun.
With a pellet gun.
He didn't say it was flying. He told the truth. He said, "I got to tell the truth." He shot it on the ground. And all his friends said, "What difference does it make? He's the first one with a pellet gun."
No doubt.
Yeah, as Bill was
saying.
saying.
Shoot it on the power lines if that's what it takes.
Oh, yeah, now we're getting it. And
hey, if they won't flush, it's not your fault.
Well, what about you, Bill? What about you? Christmas memory?
Oh, wow.
It's coming to you, Walt. Get ready.
Going back to childhood, like Tommy, I grew up in the country, so, we did cut our own Christmas tree, that sort of thing. But one thing I could always count on at Christmas was getting a couple of boxes of shotgun shells. Now, they might not be supposed, it's going to be dove and quail loads, or back then duck and pheasant loads, or whatever.
Right, yeah.
Duck and pheasant 7.5 were what I loved to get because you could go out and shoot anything with them. And I shot anything.
You shot anything.
So, as soon as we got done with opening our presents and eating Christmas dinner, which we ate promptly at 11.
Yeah. You were gone.
We went out that door and we shot everything.
How many's in your family?
There were 3 boys at home. I had 2 stepbrothers at home and a sister and a stepsister. So
yeah, okay.
There were 5 of us in that household, 5 kids, and so all we boys would generally go out. Now the best years were when dove season was open at Christmas, and we had a good snow because we had a hog lot on the farm.
Oh,
and I can remember some afternoons at Christmas when it was cold with some ice and snow, just even a little bit. They'd get in that hog lot, and we would sit up under the roof of it to stay out of the weather and light a fire. And then as doves would come in, you just step out and shoot. And it was a hoot for kids.
And it's still with you. And I know Ron. Ron was born in the Delta of California.
Yeah,
I know that. But a lot of his memories, I'm assuming, Ron. Your sister, your mom meant so much to you, I know.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that you did a little fishing when you were growing up?
Did a lot of fishing when I was growing up. Christmas in the Wong family when I was a youngster.
Yeah.
Growing up in Sacramento, California. When we opened our presents, we pretty well knew what we were going to get. My brother and I, we could pretty well know that we got a couple of pair of socks, new pair of jeans, maybe a new flannel shirt and a T-shirt.
That was it,
and that's it.
Yeah,
and
you were happy.
It was absolutely. Tommy was talking about how they decorated the trees. That's one of the things that we did. We got to string popcorn.
Oh yeah,
and put it around the Christmas tree when we were growing up, and so we would do that in the morning. And then we would gather with all of my relatives, cousins, and everything else.
Which were many, all right.
And there would be 40, 50 of us together.
40 or 50?
Yeah. And have a
lot of Wongs.
A lot of them. And we just had a good time as a big family.
Well, that's,
and eating.
Well, and Tommy is... Can talk about this. We've all had a chance to meet people in our life. Tommy has rubbed shoulders with a lot of folks. I was at a Sunday school party the other night, and the thing they drew out was tell somebody famous that you had met. And everybody went around, I saw, all this and that and all these things. And then I came around to me, and they said, well, what's the most famous person you ever met? No, I didn't say Tommy Aiken. Now, you thought I was going to say that. You were leading up to that. No, it was Vince Lombardi. And I had a chance to interview Vince Lombardi. And I told that to my dad, who had no idea who Vince Lombardi was. And this was at Christmas time. And he said, oh, that's nothing. I know him. He sells cars in Cabot, Arkansas. No, I said, Dad, that's a different Lombardi, and everything like that. So, we're talking to our good friend Tommy Aiken. And I know, Tommy, from your time with as the commission, and I look back, and this thing started in 2002 when they very first started the CWD plan. So which means, when were you on the commission?
Not in 2, I wasn't. I was from 87 to 93.
Okay, 87 to 93. Okay, well, we didn't have that kind of stuff back then. But you had a chance to meet a lot of folks. Let's talk with you in your line of work, which I don't even know how you got into that. How did that transpire into what you're doing today, or what you were doing, what you are doing?
When I got out of the service in 72, I didn't have a clue of what I was going to do.
Uh-huh.
And it just so happens that the Northwest Tennessee Tourism Council, which all of you are very familiar with,
Oh, yeah.
just started.
Yeah.
Had 9 county area that it served, and 1 representative per county. And somebody called me and told me about it. And make a long story short, I went around and talked to a bunch of the directors. And I think, to be honest with you, as I recall, there's 8 or 10 people who apply for that. People with a lot more background, not any more background in outdoors than I had, but more business background.
Uh-huh.
All I had was 4 years in the Army and a tour in the jungles, so I didn't have a whole lot of background working for me. But I'd really think in the long run, being a veteran and just being out of the service and back from Vietnam, I think that really helped me a lot to get that job promoting tourism.
Yeah.
Basically, as you well know, Kentucky Lake and Reelfoot Lake.
It's not bad. You live in a pretty good area right there where you can be at Kentucky Lake. And how long?
About an hour between each one of them.
Is he there? That's not
a bad place.
That's not a place to be. Yeah, and particularly if you know Ned McWhirter or something like that. So
I had to. What same place you were talking about? The governor came and goose hunted with us.
Yes.
Several times on Fuller Hill up on New Johnsonville.
That's right.
And,
yeah.
And I had John Tanner.
Yes, you
when
did.
He was a congressman.
Yeah.
He came up and hunted with us.
Well, we could talk.
And, I've had some of the most prominent outdoor riders in the industry, with yourself being included in that, and Ryan and Bill. I've rubbed shoulders with Jim Zumbo,
yes, you have.
Nick Sisley, for the Frank Sargents, Gris Gresham. I hunted doves with him. I've been very fortunate enough to be around a lot of really super nice people. And I've got to go and got to be able to call them friends.
Well, I followed some guy named Reynolds, at the paper, and I think Tommy gave me maybe 6 weeks to make this job. When he first saw me and met me, and it's been since 1988, Tommy. It's hard to believe that I've been doing this since '88, and I thought I'd make 8 days, doing those kind of things. But hey, buddy, we appreciate you. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Same to you and all y'all. And I tell you what, y'all are very special people, and I cherish your friendships more than you'll ever know.
Well, we do you too, Tommy. So
Thank you, Tommy.
You tell all your family the same thing, and we'll talk to you, Lord willing, next year, okay?
I hope we're all around and do it again.
That's right. All right, Tommy.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you for calling.
All right, buddy. All right, let's take a break. Come right back. It's fishing time on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We're going to talk to a young man who just got that last spot in the Classic, and who better to close out our pre-Christmas show than Mark Rose. Be right back.